Hello there, a very warm welcome to this video. Herein I will reflect on the content of the first two lectures of our course Sustainability, Circularity and Business. In the past 2 weeks there's lots of stuff that we discussed in class. Topics such as GPI, the Sustainable Development Goals, the material footprint, linearity versus circularity, ethics and sustainable behavior, mainly focusing on the tension between global problems and local action. Considering all this, I think there's lots of stuff to reflect on. But personally, for me, I think the main takeaways from the last 2 weeks are that I discovered two things. First of all, I'm doing much more in terms of sustainability than I thought I did. And secondly, I can still do much more. Let's start with the first point. I discovered that I'm doing much more than I thought I did in terms of sustainability, mainly because of what I usually link sustainability with. I actually had to think back to this book I read, Thinking Fast and Slow, from Daniel Kahneman, which is mainly about how we as humans tend to think. He explains that we have two systems in our brain, System 1 and System 2, where System 1 operates automatically and quickly, and System 2 allocates attention to effortful activities. Long story short, I think what happens when I think of sustainability, I automatically use my System 1 and think about sustainability in terms of the environment, in terms of greenhouse emissions and waste. However, following our discussions in class, sustainability entails much more than that. Look at the Sustainable Development Goals, for example. They consist of at least 17 different topics. And one of the Sustainable Development Goals is quality education. Currently, I'm acting as a substitute teacher, helping out on a high school that is dealing with teacher shortages due to the COVID-19 outbreak, ensuring that the school remains open, which also explains this setting I'm using right now. Arguing from the GPI perspective, I can also say that education is part of sustainability, as GPI includes different aspects for progress, not only environmental factors, but also social factors, meaning education can also contribute to progress and thus sustainability. Looking at this from these perspectives, I can argue that just the example of me teaching and ensuring quality education is also part of me showing sustainable behavior. My second takeaway is that I can still do much more, and also how easy it is to do more, especially in terms of influencing others to be more sustainable. It was very insightful for me to learn about the evolutionary basis for sustainable behavior and the adaptive tendencies. Specifically, what I did after reading that article is I bought an hourglass for the shower to limit the time we shower here at home, hereby trying to make use of the impalpable concern and the social imitation tendency. I think in our household, I live with my parents and my little brother and sister. I think actually all of us shower too long, mostly because I think that we forget how long we are in the shower. So therefore I thought that getting an hourglass and putting it in the shower, I hope that it makes us able to see how long we are in there, and it also makes us feel that we're longer in the shower, therefore make it a more personal issue, making use of the impalpable concern tendency. Also, I hope by telling everyone here at home that I always finish my shower before the hourglass is up, which might not be always the case, but let's consider that a small lie is okay for a greater cause, not considering the ethical theories we discussed. But anyway, I hope that that will at least lead my little brother and sister to mimic my behavior of showering within time of the hourglass. Well, I think that's a short and very personal reflection of what I thought was the most important, interesting stuff that stayed with me, and I very much look forward to the upcoming weeks.